Two of the same or two different phones. This is the OPPO R11 and this is the OnePlus 5. On the outside, almost identical. But in terms of price, specs, and features, these two are completely different. But which one is right for you? Hi, I'm Michael Josh, you're watching GadgetMatch, and this is the OPPO R11 OnePlus 5 head-to-head. Let's begin by taking a look at what's on the surface. While people are quick to compare either of the two to the iPhone 7 Plus, the R11 and the OnePlus 5 are a much closer match. Can you spot the difference? 1. Logos, of course. 2. How each brand styles the antenna bands. And 3. The rim around their respective cameras. In the hands, they feel pretty similar too. But flip them to their sides and you'll find that the frame around the OnePlus 5 is flatter. They call this design feature the horizontal line, meant to be a play of lights and shadows. It's a small design choice, but it does give the OnePlus 5 a leg up in the looks department. It also makes the phone a bit thicker, which in this case is a good thing. Of the two, it feels better in the hands. On the other side, the OnePlus 5 has a button unique to it called the Alert Slider, a dedicated button for managing your notifications or muting the phone altogether. Up front, the differences are so subtle you have to look even closer. A slightly longer earpiece here, and in the way the capacitive buttons light up. At this point, you're probably wondering, how could both phones end up with the same design? The short answer is that OPPO and OnePlus are actually sister companies. Now, while we haven't seen both companies share designs before, it isn't all unique. There's a third company called Vivo that shares designs with OPPO all the time. Of course, outside is where the similarities end. If you dive down into what these phones are made of and start using them for a while, it's a world of difference. Take a look at this comparative spec sheet. On the left, the R11 sports modest mid-range specs, while on the right, the OnePlus 5 has all the bells and whistles like all of the best phones this year. If you only do basic stuff on your phones, you might not notice the difference. But while we're comparing, the OnePlus is indeed more powerful and faster. In fact, it's probably one of the fastest phones we've used this year. Apps open faster, games load quicker. Even just scrolling through the interface is a breeze. That's not to say the experience on the R11 is a slouch. On the contrary, it's a pretty great phone that works well. What we really like about the OnePlus 5 though is its software. If you didn't know better, you'd think it was stock Android, which we tend to prefer, but with a bit of customizations thrown in. Like being able to trace the letter O on your screen to turn on the flashlight, double tapping on the display to wake it up, or turning on reading mode for a more eye-friendly grayscale mode when reading through long chunks of text. The R11 is quite user-friendly also, not like your usual Android flavor, but more like iOS actually. For example, being able to swipe up to access Wi-Fi and Bluetooth toggles, and just take a look at that camera app, which we'll get to later. Battery and charging is another great place to look for similarities. The R11 has a micro USB port, while the OnePlus 5 has a USB Type-C port. But both actually have fast charging built in using the same standard. They just call it two different things. OPPO's is called VOOC, while OnePlus's is called Dash Charging. Even the chargers look the same, apart from this red cable on the OnePlus. Both phones can get to 60% after just 30 minutes of charge. The OnePlus, however, has a larger battery, and as a result, in our real-world tests, lasted longer as well. On paper, both the OPPO R11 and the OnePlus 5 have similar cameras, but because they have different systems on a chip, both phones process images differently. The OnePlus 5 has the more superior SoC, but at least in our tests, we like the images from the R11 better. Here, you be the judge. So, which of these two phones is your gadget match? When it comes down to just value for money at $479, the OnePlus 5 seems like your best bet. But considering how well the R11 performed and coming in slightly cheaper at $440, then I wouldn't be hard-pressed to recommend it either. For the mid-range segment to which both these phones belong, the OPPO R11 and the OnePlus 5 are worthy contenders. Both of them are worth your money. And that was the OPPO R11 OnePlus 5 head-to-head. For more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, follow GadgetMatch on social media, and make GadgetMatch.com your daily habit. Until the next video, I'm Michael Josh. Thanks for dropping by.